The Lavender Curse. Ethan loved Pokémon, especially the older games. One day, while browsing a flea market, he came across a battered Game Boy cartridge labeled Lavender version. The seller, an old man with a crooked grin, warned him not to play it, but Ethan shrugged it off, thinking it was just a bootleg. When he started the game, there was no intro or Professor Oak greeting, just a black screen with faint text. "They wait for you." Confused, Ethan pressed on, finding himself in Lavender Town right from the start. The eerie chiptune music was slower than he remembered, distorted and echoing unnaturally. Ethan checked his Pokémon party and found a single creature, a ghastly, nicknamed Lost. Its only move was Curse. Curious, Ethan wandered through Lavender Town, but the NPCs were strange. They didn't say their usual lines. Instead, they whispered things like, "You'll join them soon. He sees you now." When Ethan entered the Pokémon Tower, the screen glitched violently, and the game froze for a moment. Then a battle started. His opponent wasn't a trainer or a Pokémon, it was a shadowy, humanoid figure labeled. The shadow didn't attack, it just stared. Ethan tried to run, but the gang wouldn't let him. With no other option, he used Curse. The screen went black. A single line of text appeared. "One must always replace another." Suddenly, the Game Boy's speaker emitted a piercing screech. Ethan yanked out the batteries, but the noise continued, louder and sharper, echoing through the room. When the sound stopped, Ethan realized the screen was still on, showing his own reflection in pixelated form. Behind his sprite, dozens of shadowy figures stared back at him, their red eyes glowing. Then his reflection turned to face him. The Game Boy grew unbearably hot, forcing Ethan to drop it. The screen cracked, and from the speakers came a final whisper, "Your turn." That night, Ethan's family found his room empty, save for the shattered Game Boy. On the screen, flickering through the cracks, was a single sprite, a shadowy figure labeled Ethan.